Good evening and welcome to the channel. And this is probably the last session of 2025. I can't see I'm coming out again, but you never know. You never know. I'm not exactly setting the world afire tonight. Let's just put this into the clamp. Clamped in, yeah, clamped in. Let's turn it so you can see the rods. That's good. And here we are, down on the beach, 29th of December. Ben, hello mate. You've actually managed to come on the live when I'm not up to my elbows in bait. How you doing? Whew. It's a bit King Billy out here, I have to say. Been out on your boat after the herrings yet? Anyway, this is going to be just a short little live, just to wish, well, firstly to thank everybody for their support this year. It's been an interesting year. Yeah, it was looking all right, wasn't it? But it being New Year's Eve, I thought it probably wouldn't go down vastly well if I were to go out New Year's Eve. But then, having said that, my son was meant to be coming, but he thinks he's got COVID, so he might not be coming. Yeah, I'll see how it goes. But yeah, Wednesday looked all right. I don't know about punching offshore though, because I would imagine, I mean, inshore is lovely and calm tonight, but I imagine offshore it's quite lumpy, and I would think there's quite a residual swell out there, or there will be, but you never know. I thought that the other Saturday, and it was like a mirror out there, so yeah, just doing a little live tonight because I want just to thank everybody for their support this year. Yeah, yeah. Thanks everyone for your support this year. It's been a trying year one way or another, but we have got out and we have done some fishing. And I hope you all had a very good Christmas. And let's hope that 2026 is a better year than 2025. Hello, Alex. How you doing, mate? See, you've been on the old on the pike just recently. You had much result? You have your pike on dead baits, or you've had them on lures? I kind of intended to go pike fishing this year. You know, once the season opened up again, before the weather turned bad. All right, okay, 19-pounder, nice fish, nice fish. Was that a similar place to the where we had that big one that day when I came out with you? Without giving away any locations? Yeah, as I say, I was intending to do a bit of piking this year with the lures, but it just never got it together with ill health and various other things, and then bad weather. Just didn't get it together to go out. It's a pity. And I mean, I'm presuming, I don't hear of many people catching pike using lures this late in the year. It's too cold, but and the water. I mean, the water quality, the water colour was dreadful, wasn't it? Oh, okay, on a pit. All right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've got a bait boat. I've been meaning to go out to some of these big waters so you can put a bait right out way further. No, it's not Prestwick. It's not Prestwick. It's Seaford. I'm on Seaford Beach. Um, yeah. So anyway, this isn't going to be a particularly long live, but what I'm hoping is that. Oh, hello. Left-hand rod just went then. The for some reason I think the battery's about flat in the tip sharp, the tip light, because it's not flashing red. But I had quite a good tug on it there. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, shingle beaches are pretty much look pretty much the same, don't they? Although they're all different. You know, you can go 20 or 30 yards left or right in completely different fishing conditions. Oh, okay. I'm not really fishing for whiting tonight. I had one come in on a conger bait that had been munched by a conger, had big chunks taken out of it and mouth marks on it. But yeah, certainly if I suddenly pick up some whiting, I will keep them for you. I mean, I've got some in the freezer if you want them, but yeah, I think if you came down here with some worms, you'd get plenty today. Although having said that, I filmed a match for Tony today, and they were only catching tiddly little things, and they weren't catching many of them. They were getting lots of little bites, but I think it's just little pin whiting. I did bring one back with me, and I've used it as bait. But yeah, yeah, I'm presumed that for piking you want nice little pins, don't you? Really, I imagine. You want to get out and get some herring. There's loads of herrings out here at the moment. Although I'm hearing they're difficult. I only had a couple the other day, and then I ran out of sabikis. But yeah, it's worth coming down. There's plenty of white. It should be white in a dogfish, nothing else. I mean, obviously I'm trying to get that big eel. I still want to get a qualifying eel off the beach. And you know, and I know that there are places where you can catch bigger eels. Yeah, true enough. True enough. True enough. It's my light flickering. Um, Conger eel's what I want. I want a big conger. I still want to get that 25-pound conger or 25-pound plus off the beach. As I say, there are places around, not a million miles. In fact, I can probably see the place from here, actually, where there are bigger eels to be had. But it's kind of a challenge, as I want to get a qualifying eel off the beach, my home beach. And I must have come quite close to it last week. Neil's had one. I'm on Seaford Beach is where I am. I'm not going to give away the exact location of Seaford Beach. Yeah, bye. All right. Cheers, Matt. Come on, fish. I mean, I'm not blanked because I've had a whiting, which had been munched by an eel. But yeah, it isn't exactly setting the world afire. I mean, the fish bite least when the wind's in the east and it's a northeasterly. Yeah, East Beach. Yeah, why not? Might be much longer and we'll start seeing some place, which would be nice. I mean, I want to catch fish that bend my rod this year. Kind of one of my aims. Although it's a nice sized place if they turn up. They didn't really turn up last year, did they, in great numbers? Um, they ain't got long. Yeah. I'm going to fish this here for about another 3/4 of an hour, I think, and then I'm knocking it on the head. Why is it, you won't see this, but YouTube is sending me things to put up a quiz. Who wants to play quizzes? High is 2 p.m. I don't know where high is 2 p.m. to here. High was at about 6 o'clock, so tomorrow it would be about 7 in the morning or 7 in the evening. Come on, rods, bend over. When that left-hand rod had a squid head on it. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Alex, and I know that there's some big snakes there. I kind of wanted, there's some big snakes here. Don't get me wrong, there's some big snakes here. And I want to try and catch a big snake here. It's my home beach. It's literally 50 yards from the house I own. I'd like to catch one here. As I say, I had 4 the other night. One was probably just under £10. Two were probably over £10, and one little one. So they're here. And Neil the Eel had one over £30 here the other day. So it's a tidy fish. I mean, the place you go if you want to get your big eel is off outside the Hope in New Haven. But you're fishing down the side of a jetty there. You need to have a big drop net that you can get it into. But I mean, it's a £40 came out of there this year. Right, which spinning reel? Yeah. Yeah, well, and tonight I thought might be the night, but it's not happening at all. Not happening at all. I need to bring that left-hand rod in because that was rattling and banging for quite a long time, and now it's doing nothing. So I'm suspecting that the bait was on there, which was a whole squid head, has now gone. So I might go and wind that in. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Oh. That has probably been on there for quite a long time, I suspect. Let's put the other camera on. Right, I think this has been on there for quite a long time. So, little old diamond dog. But, yeah. Get this baby back up and get it out there. Right, sorry about that. Yeah, actually I was after congers again, mate. But it's not happening tonight. I've had one white and one dogfish so far, and I'm not going to be fishing for much longer. The water clarity is actually, if this northerly winds keep up, I could almost say it might be worth giving it a go for squid off it. Looks like it's like, you know, it's like a squiddy night. You know, the water clarity is quite good. Yeah, and I think we've got this northerly wind for a couple of days, haven't we? I know it's a bit late for squid, but they tend to start to disappear at the beginning of December. But you never know. You never know. You won't know till you try. That's a fact. Now, that was my last cast, I think. I've got an Achios R10. We've done videos on the R10 and the R8. Yeah, if you look back through my videos, or what's a good starter setup? Good grief. That really, that depends on your budget. That really does depend on your budget. It'd be worthwhile getting in touch with Tony, because he has some real good pre-used, pre-loved stuff coming through, and not only would he have something that's you know, is in good nick, but once you've got used to it and you want to progress onto something more, he will swap it in. He will take it in and trade it for something better. That left hand rod's going. To be honest with you, you could get a reasonable starting kit which would last you a few months for 50 quid. You know, you're not you know, if you don't know if you're going to get on with it or not, you can pick up a reasonable rod and a reasonable reel for 50 quid that will get you started. I wouldn't say that it's going to, I don't say it's going to see you through your lifetime, but it will get you started. You know, you might find you don't like it, and then the what you can spend on fishing gear, there's no end to it. You know, I know people. I was talking to a guy today. He's fishing with a 600-pound rod, a 600-pound reel. Don't necessarily catch you more fish. They're just a thing of beauty. So Steve White, yeah, where are you thinking of fishing? You know, Achios do some good rods and reels, you know, and again, they start off at less than 100 quid and just keep on going up. They'll see you for your first season. Norfolk coastline. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's quite forgiving. You want to speak to Pete. You know, he does a. I mean, I do the Tony's tackle. Yeah, so £50 a pair. But if you speak to Pete, he does the match stuff up on the Norfolk coast, Norfolk Angling Club. Watch his videos, contact him. He's a really nice bloke. He'll give you some good tips, and he'll tell you where to go fishing up the Norfolk coast. You'll see where they're fishing in Norfolk. It's kind of different fishing to here, but yeah. But we did go up there and we did beat them in a match, and then they came down to here and we beat them here as well. So we've got return match in the new year. The Eastbourne Nomads will be fishing the Norfolk Angling Club again, and I think it's our choice. Yeah, I mean HTs are good rods, but I wouldn't have said that was a particularly cheap rod. What you don't want to do is you don't want to spend a lot of money on a really powerful rod that you can't bend. You know, the technique in getting the most out of your rod. You know, that's something it takes a while to get. And I used to be able to do it. I don't think I can anymore. But I've got 43 people watching, and only 8 of you hit the thumbs up button. So come on, people, give us a thumbs up. I'm not sure what it means, but it does mean something, and it's all about the algorithm. Come on, fish. I'm not going to be fishing for much longer. I'm going to be knocking on the head soon. Just be nice to have the one something. I mean, I've had a dogfish and a whiting, so it's not a blank, but not the target species by any bloody any means. They're unbendable. I'm sure that they are bendable, but you need to learn the techniques. Worth go and have some lessons. It's all about getting the technique, getting in behind that rod. I mean, you watch some of these top Charlies fishing, and they're fishing with bloody scaffold poles. They look like, but they get a bend in them. But it's all about the technique. And I'm afraid you can watch a million YouTube videos, you won't get the technique. You've got to have someone there telling you when to hit it. Thinking of efficiency for here, Dan Wood is the angler to beat. He had a 37-pound eel last night. Did he? Well, I didn't know that. He was asking me about it as well, so yeah. Today, the match that I filmed today for Tony's channel, they weren't catching many fish. It was very scratchy, and what fish were being caught were tiny. But the day before, was good. I've cast an Achios 435s. They're all right. Yeah, you need to work on your technique, I think. Have a word with my mate Brian Pask. Give you some pointers on casting. Yeah, no, you can 34.99. Again, it ain't gonna last you a lifetime, but it will see you started. And when things like the mackerel start to show up, or the place fishing, they'll be ideal for that. I wouldn't be trying to blast a pendulum cast with one and hitting 200 yards quite yet, because you'd snap them. But yeah, for sort of good old overhead thumps. One thing you do need to get, and you need to put, is a shock leader on it. You always use a shock leader when you're casting, so that you don't end up sending a lead along the beach and take someone out with it. So just get in the habit of putting a shock leader on, even if you're just starting. Oh, left them rods going. Yeah, yeah. But then Neil McKellar was a machine. I think he did a demonstration with a broom handle and was casting over 150 yards with it. Yeah, I mean, I've used Ziplexes for many years, and I'm a great fan of them. Got two Ziplexes there. Um, I've got a couple in my garage that don't come out and see the light of day a great deal nowadays. I ought to go out and have a fish for them, really. But I think one of the things I think for next year is I need to start pendulum casting again and get my pendulum cast back up and running. I used to be quite good at it, but I've kind of lost confidence with it. Yeah, I mean a lot of the match anglers who are blasting it a long way. There's two things: bite sensitivity. First of all, if you're fishing with monofilament, monofilament's like fishing with elastic band, and that absorbs a lot of the bite indication. So you won't see a lot of bites because monofilament is just stretchy. Braid, not so much. It's everything that happens at your hook end, you'll see it on your rod tip. What a lot of the match anglers are doing is they're casting because they're trying to cast a long way, because definitely you catch more fish if you cast in distance. And I know that's a contentious thing, and some will say you don't need to cast, and you're right, you can catch fish casting short distance, but if the fish are a long way out and you can't cast that far, you ain't going to catch any. What the match anglers do, they fish to a clock. So they're not looking for a bite on the end of their rod. They fish to 20 minutes or 15 minutes. They have a timer which beeps, and at 20 minutes they wind their gear in, change the rig over, and cast it back out again. So they're not looking for bite indication. They're not even looking at their rod tips. They're too busy re-hooking up and rebaiting and what have you. And when the fish are in, that's what catches your fish. I mean, I'm getting bite indication on this. I'm getting bites. I'm not casting a huge distance out, probably about 70 yards out, if that. And so I'm seeing, and I've got monofilament on there, and the bites are showing. But if I was banging it out 150, 180 yards, I probably wouldn't see the bites. Yeah. No, I can believe that. Mind you, did you see the video I did with Lewis Doge? He does this up and over cast, and he emptied the spool. I've never seen somebody do that. He actually emptied the spool. He puts 280 yards on his spool, and he emptied it. So unbelievable. He's 3 yards off the world record, where he was. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've played with all these things. I've tried braid leaders, and you're right. You don't get any stretch in the cast. It's all the power of the rod. You're not stretching a piece of elastic band. I don't know that having a braid shock leader and then monofilament mainline will make a vast amount of difference to the bite indication, because it's the the majority of the line between you and your bait is your main line, which is monofill, and as I say, that's stretchy. It's a shock absorber. Now there are a lot of people that will tell you that you catch more fish with monofilament than you do with braid, and I think there might be some truth in that, because if you imagine if you had a hook in your mouth and you're on a piece of line that's got no stretch in it at all, you shake your head about, there's a good chance you're going to shake that hook free. Whereas if you're on something that's stretchy, it'll absorb out any head shakes that you do and the hook stays in. There is also people that say braid makes a sound in the water that puts the fish off. Might be some truth in that. That the fish feel the rod tip straight away, so that they're spooked by it. There are also people that say that braid, if you're fishing next to someone with monofill, your braid will cut. You know, it'll cut through the line. No, Neil's not with me. Neil's a bit poorly. He's been down to Cornwall, and he's come back with some sort of Cornish bug. So he's not here tonight. I've spoken to him. Yeah, I tend to use, that's what I tend to use, is with a fixed ball reel, I use braid, but I have a monofilament, a tapered monofilament shock leader. That seems to work quite well. Definitely does. I really ought to settle down and just do the one thing and stick with it, because I'm forever changing things around. Yeah, thanks Brighton Angler. I'm not going to be fishing for much longer. I've had one dogfish and one whiting so far. I'm here with hoping for a conger eel. The tide has dropped away now quite a bit. I was going to fish till about 9 o'clock. Yeah, I think again, particularly if you're lure fishing, I think you need to use good Japanese braided line. I think the stuff that comes from Temu is possibly all right when you're blasting it off the beach and what have you, but it's not as good as some of the Japanese stuff. Okay. Yeah, as I say, I filmed a Tony's match today, Eastbourne, and there were a few flounders came in. I didn't stay to the end because I was coming down here, so I don't know what the final scores on the doors were. But everyone was hoping for some dabs, and I didn't see any dabs coming in. It was just little flounders and undersized whiting. Won't be long now. The place will be here, hopefully, if they turn up. So if they haven't been bloody hauled in by all the trawlers. What, flounders in Portsmouth are very bad, i.e. there aren't many, or there's lots of little ones or something? Oh, not seen any. Yeah, what's happening? What's happening to that fish? For years. I mean, you don't see many flounders at all, really. Not like you used to. But, you know, as I say, today I saw a couple come in and doing that match. Right, okay. I think there's probably a lot of it in that, and I think the seals like to eat flounders, don't they? I mean, I watched a seal up the river at Newhaven go diving down and coming back up with a flounder every time. So the seals do like eating flounders. Yeah, there's you know, I mean, other fish are turning up that we never used to see. So you know, one's gone, another one's replacing it. I mean, the herring. The other day when I was out on the boat, and I'm assuming they were herring, there couldn't have been anything else really. My echo sound, I've never seen fish like it on the echo sound. It was full of them. It was absolutely full, all the way up to about sort of two-thirds up from the bottom. It was actually just a mass of fish. Yeah, yeah, I mean, Tide Mills, which is just down the way from here, where I'm fishing, I believe they actually had the British record flounder there for about a week, and then someone beat it. But yeah, Tide Mills used to be a top flounder mark, but it's not now. It's not now at all. But what we get a lot of place now, which we didn't used to get. So yeah, free bass soon. Honestly, that makes no effect to me whatsoever. I would never take two bass. Um, if I get one and it's deep hooked, I'll take it home to eat it. Or if I get one that looks particularly nice, I'll take it home to eat it. But two bass or three bass makes no odds to me whatsoever. Um, and the same for pollock, to be honest. The only thing about pollock is that they're difficult to not kill when you bring them up. Really, there's loads of seals along here. In fact, on the beach at Eastbourne today, there was a dead one. Everyone thought it was a pig, but I went and had a good look at it, and it was definitely a seal. It looked like a pig because it was all its fur had come off on its belly, but you could see the fur on its back. Um, well, the herring, I was probably 3/4 of a mile off Seaford Head, where I saw the most of them. I filmed a competition on the beach at Pevensey last week, and there were herring washed up on the beach. So yeah, there's lots of them about. They're not easy to catch. I only had a couple, and then my sabikis got wrapped around one of my other lines, and I had to do a bit of surgery on them to get them out. And I didn't have any more tiny sabikis. I know somebody went out today for about several hours and had one. So they're there, but they're difficult to catch, herring. I mean, John Darling used to catch them in the mouth of Newhaven, and he used to use little tiny white feathers and bounce the lead on the bottom. That's perhaps what you need to do. I perhaps should have gone out on the boat today and see if I could catch some herring. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do it in a week. Maybe New Year's Eve. I might go and have a couple of hours just inshore, see if I can get some herring from the freezer. Or some eat, nice to eat actually. Yeah, he was a good angler. He was a friend, and I'm in one of his books. There's a couple of pictures of me in his bass fishing book back from the day. He also used to write for the Air Gunner magazine. He was the hunter, and he used to write an article in there. And one of the magazines had a picture of me on the cover, shooting an air gun back in the day. All right, Steve, where are you, mate? Where are you based? Yeah. I think I met Ray. Yeah, in fact, I had a chat with Ray on the beach. He used to go out with John, didn't he? I mean, I went out with him on his boat once, and what I didn't know, the protocols about whether you pay for the fuel or not, and I didn't pay for the fuel. and I never got invited again, which was a pity. But I did go shooting with him quite a lot, and yeah, did other things. And as I say, he came over and watched me fishing for bass, Splash Point. Took some pictures of me on the groin there, and and I was catching launce off Splash Point. Would you believe? Um, oh, Wilts. Oh, that's not too far. Have you ever had them off the shore? What? Oh, what, herring? I haven't. I've caught launce off the shore here. I don't think there's any reason why you couldn't catch herring off the beach here. The only thing is you probably need to cast a fair distance, and to do that you need stronger line. And the sabikis, the line's not strong enough, so you'll end up cracking off, I think. But yeah, I think they probably are catchable off the shore. Never really tried it. I mean, I caught launce with sabikis and a lure on the end of it, and casting off the shore. Yeah, my son lives in Wiltshire, so I will be down there again in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, it's only like 2.5 hours drive. I mean, the fishing here at the moment isn't great, but if today's anything to go by. Well, anyway, it's been nice chatting to you all. I'm gonna start packing up now and going home. I need to go and have something to eat. I'm not eating much today, and not that I needed to because I've ate so much every other day this week. Um, Andy Cole, how you doing, mate? Yeah, Steve, if you're coming down this way, give us a shout. Maybe we'll meet up and I can, well, I never profess to show you the ropes, but I can show you some of the marks. Yeah, why not? If you haven't done so already, I've got a Facebook group, Sea Fishing with CJ Facebook. Come and join that. You do have to answer a couple of questions to get around all the spammers and scammers, but there's nothing personal. And my deck space is not big enough for my subscribers. Yeah, big enough for a select few. Okay, mate. Well, actually, you're a youngster, mate. I'm 71. I'm 72 next year now. Um, you need to get down fishing, mate. And the marks are the same. It's just the fish aren't the same as they were in the 90s. Yeah, I mean, there's John Darling wrote a book about the fishing marks around Britain and Ireland, and it's always worth a good read. It's still worthwhile. Yeah, 5 minutes from the beach. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I literally used to live just about 50 yards from where I'm sitting now. I still own the house there. My son lives in it. But yeah, my rods never got taken apart. When I brought my Ziplexes to my new house, I couldn't get them apart. They've been together for about 10 years. We're going to eat your wife. Um, Well, I don't know about that. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I'm always on the lookout for people to come out with me. But about the wife eating, well, unless she's cooking, she's doing the cooking. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. It's not a charter boat. It's if you come out with me, it's for a share of the fuel costs, and that's about it. And yes, I need this year. I was looking forward to August, September, October, and it was just crap on it. The weather was just, I've never known such a long spell of crap weather. And any good days were days that I couldn't get away for whatever reason. How long do you keep your line on the reels? Probably far too long. Yeah, I've learnt my lesson with fuel costs. I mean, it didn't. To be fair, that John never said to me that there was an expectation, and I would have coughed up. But anyway, he's long dead now, so. These messages go for review. I don't know what that's about. What's that saying? Yeah, it's if your missus comes out, it's whether she can keep her lunch down rather than whether what she eats. Because there's nothing worse than going out to sea and someone's being ill. Yes, we were going to do it. We were going to do it. We're going to do it on a Thursday night, and for 2 weeks on the trot. First Thursday, he cried off. The second Thursday, I wasn't really up for it, and then when I contacted him, he wasn't up for it either. It's just getting the man out of his house on a Thursday evening. Right, Alex, good chatting, mate. I'm going to pack up now. I'm finishing the live. We need to go fishing together. Show me the ropes again, because every time I've gone fishing with you, I've had a result. So that's good to know. Yeah, happy New Year, and yeah, see you next year. Right, I'm finishing up now. So we've got 5 minutes, and then I'm going. So if anybody wants to say anything quickly, please do so. If not, please hit the like button. If you watch any of my videos, there's a thing called a hype button that you can hit, and if I get enough hype points, YouTube promotes my channel. Apparently, I've never had enough, but it's all worthy of doing. Oh, and watch out for my videos in February. I'm going to Mozambique in February, so hopefully I'm going to get some things that bend my rod seriously. That's the plan. So I'm really looking forward to that. Any winter on the boat? Yeah, I go out in the winter. Yeah, I go out in the winter. I quite like if you get a decent, nice, calm day. I mean, Saturday before last now, it was like a summer's day. It was unbelievable. The water was beautiful. It was blue skies, and the sea was calm as anything. And all we were catching were whiting and dogfish. But yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I quite like going out in December and dropping the anchor and seeing if you can't pick up a cod. It's fairly rare now. We had 8 years ago. We had a 22-pound cod just off here. So okay, right. Anyway, so that's it. I'm going to pack up now. I'm going to say Happy New Year to you all. Thanks very much for your support during the year. drop me comments on the videos. I do answer them all unless you're being rude, in which case you get blanked or removed. But other than that, yeah, it's a real joy to have this little community going, and I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you all next year. So good night. Oh, let's turn this around so I can say goodbye. So there you go. Thanks very much, and I'll see you next year. Catch you later. Keep safe, keep sane, keep fishing. How do I turn this off up there? Are you sure you want to go? Yeah.